Now, as you know, today you could get electric razors, disposable razors, battery razors, any type of razor. You couldn't get all that during the war. This would have probably done your father's shaving life and your grandfather's shaving life. And any of the men here that shaved during the war, I'm not sure. So there's your razor strop. Now, just with me going like this, although it's rusty, is as sharp as sharp. Now, most people, if you were lucky enough, kept that in the bathroom door. If you didn't have a bathroom, you would have had a scullery, where the old tin bath was. So it would have hung behind the scullery door. Now, somebody told us that his dad used to hang that over the bed. And if he was naughty, his dad used to run up and get it and give him a good hiding with it. And if he couldn't get that quick enough, he'd take his old belt off and give him a smack. Because people did used to smack their children during the war. Did anybody here have a smack when they were younger? Oh, the hands are going up. And it didn't do you any harm. You all grew up to be good citizens. You didn't go around mugging old age pensioners. You didn't go around stealing things, did you, and stabbing people? That's it. And we respected our parents and we respected the police. Today, unfortunately, the young generation, no respect for the police and no respect for their parents. So they're not allowed to smack them. By law, you're not allowed to smack your children today. Also, you're not allowed to have the cane at school. I never had the cane, but it was always there as a deterrent. And they used to say, if you don't behave, you'll get the cane. Today, you can't have the cane. So that is just the difference. And the police aren't allowed to give you a clip round the ear, which they did when we were younger, didn't we? That's if we did something naughty. I think the worst thing we did was a bit of scrumping, probably, to get an apple off somebody's tree, because you couldn't get apples, they weren't plentiful then. Now this is a policeman's whistle from the war, Metropolitan Police. It's got his number on it and everything. Now the police in the war controlled us all with a whistle and a baton. That's all they had. And they controlled us with that. Now today's police have got pepper sprays, tasers, guns, stab-proof vests, and they can't control anybody. The youngsters are running wild. So this is what they had. Now if a policeman blew that twice, you knew he was in trouble. And you had to stand still and deal with the consequences. But if you blew that today at two youngsters, they'd give you a finger sign and run off up the road, wouldn't they? But this is what we were controlled with. Yeah. Just the difference. Now today you could go to any supermarket, you could go to Asda, Morrison's, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, all in the same morning. Couldn't do that in the war, could you? You registered with one shop and one shop only. And from that shop, you had your meat, eggs, fat, cheese, bacon and your sugar. You couldn't go anywhere else for that except to this gentleman, because he put his stamp in there. Now somebody told me they had 9 people in their family, so their mum registered 5 books in one shop, and she registered 4 books in another shop. So if one shop had a bit extra, she got a bit extra. Then she went to the other shop, and if he had a bit extra of something, she got a bit extra in there. Because they had to be...
No stickers there for the little ones.
Right. Now, we were allowed 2 ounces of butter per person per week. 2 ounces? It's like that.
That's Molly.
Now, youngsters of today would think nothing about putting 2 ounces on a slice of toast before they went to school. Now, my mum used to spread it on that way, and she took it off that way. And she spread it on another one and took it off again. So my 2 ounces lasted me the whole week. Now, we were only allowed 1 egg every 2 weeks. Eggs were an absolute luxury. Yes. So you only had 1 egg every fortnight. But that was when we were issued with egg powder. But first of all, I had 2 older brothers. My dad started to keep chickens so us kids could have an extra egg. But a lot of people started keeping chickens for that same reason. But we were issued with dried egg powder. Now, what did your mums used to make with it? Remember? She used it for cakes, rubbery omelettes, scrambled eggs. Now, does anybody know where the egg powder came from?
It's quite hefty.
Sorry? Anybody know where the dried egg powder came from? It came from America. Now, as you know, today you can fly to America in 7.5, 8 hours. During the war, everything went by boat. So can you imagine the Americans sending us hundreds of eggs by boat across the Bay of Biscay, across the English Channel? took about 5 weeks. What would they be like? Tell me, got them. Scrambled eggs, yeah. So they freeze-dried the egg powder and sent it over to us, and we were all issued with it. We were given it for free. So that was quite good, wasn't it? God almighty. Now, British launched an anti-gossip campaign with a slogan. Now, I know you know this slogan. I'm going to start it off, and I want you to shout out the answer. It's careless talk, cost lies. Yes, careless talk, cost lies. And do you know the reason why they made